good evening for me, good times for whenever you're watching this. I just have to share some encouragement. So recently, I'm going into my last year of school, and a condition of going into my last year of school is that I had to pass some tests, three tests. I passed two, and I'm currently awaiting the results of the third. However, I'm walking in faith that I passed it, and so that I will be in school. Um, so that's one thing I'm believing God for. Another is since I'm starting a new program, it's going to require more effort from me. So I decided to move closer to school. I've been a commuter, traveling about an hour to school. So now I'm, got an apartment out there. So, now comes, instead of just living for free at home, comes, rent, utilities, and groceries and gas, all those things, some of which I already had to pay for, like gas, but you get the point. So, bills. So, okay, I can handle that. I've calculated it all. I just need to go to work and I can be able to feed myself. It's going to be okay. Um, and then I found out I finally got my financial aid award and it said $500, not 5,500, split amongst 2 semesters. So that means I would have to pay my tuition out of pocket. My tuition is about 3,300. I saw that, immediately ran into my mother's room and cried. Like once I said the number, I couldn't even get the whole number out. I just cried. But I was on my way to work, so I just sucked it up and said, I literally don't have time to cry. So I stopped crying and I went to work. And I was about to cry at work because I need to be at work. I can't get sent home. So I worked. But I didn't cry about it again. Well, that's a lie. I'm going to be honest. I think it was that night or the next. I went out with some friends. Honestly, I got drunk. And so it was that same night, actually. I got drunk because it was like a hint of stress. I didn't want to think about it. I just wanted to have fun and not think about it because I'm a complainer, honestly. I'm a complainer. I didn't want to complain. So I got drunk and I vented for a minute. But then after that, I just had a good old fun. And the next morning, I had to apologize to God for, instead of running to Him about my problem, I ran to alcohol. And that's not what I was supposed to do. So after that, I decided to pray on it, give Him my problems. I already gave Him the test, but I just reiterated that. I gave Him rent, utilities, gas, groceries, and I gave Him tuition. I said, you brought me this far in school. I started off struggling 2 point this to now getting on the dean's list 3 semesters in a row. You've already brought me too far to just leave me here. You already spoke a word a couple of years ago that school would be like I'd never seen it. There's no way that I could be so excited about my last year that you wouldn't allow me to see it. So I said, no more alcohol. I'm going to drink water alone. So I decided to fast. Now I'm only been drinking water. Confession, I accidentally drank tea one day. But I apologized for it. That was an accident. One time slip up. It was, when a fast first starts, sometimes you forget. So, but I have been drinking just water. Um, and so the point is, I have not been stressed about it. I'm not doing nothing. I've applied for jobs. I'm trying to get more hours at the jobs I do have. I started to GoFundMe. I'll post the link. I started to GoFundMe, and I just spread the word. And I'm just believing in Him because, Frank, it's a big number. $3,000, over $3,000 that I have to come up with, and I'm like, and even with that, I'm like, you know what? If I have to, I'll put it on credit and just figure something out. Something's gonna work out. My God is too big for me to even think about. I try to figure out how it's gonna work out. It's just gonna happen. I've been in church all my life. I'm 23 years old. I've been in church all my life, have seen and heard so many testimonies and miracles for it not to happen. And as my pastor Liz says, he should have never showed me. You know, why would I hear so many testimonies about people's financial miracles, about how people would just call them, oh, we owe you money, or people just walk up to them, hand them money. You don't think that can happen for me? It's not, this is not a negative thing that I need money for. Like, oh, I owe people money or anything. I'm going to school, and I'm going to school for what I know he wanted me to be in school for. And I know I'm going to the school that he wanted me to be at. These things have already been pointed out to me by him. So I'm walking in his will, according to his will, and I know I'm doing the right thing. And I cried for like 2 seconds thinking that the other day. It was like, you know you're doing the right thing when it's the hardest thing to do, because the devil's coming. He's going to come for me. He already came for me when I went up to school over a month ago now. And I went to look at apartments, and then I went to pick up a desk and a chair for free from a graduate who was moving. So I got the desk and a chair in my car. I went to visit a friend. On my way home, my engine blew out. That's $1,200 worth of work, at least. So I was like, wow, I can't afford a car right now. So, but guess what? My car is fixed. It's still in the shop because it has to be paid off, but it's going to get paid off. So my car is fixed. I know my tuition is going to be paid, and I'm worry free. I'm just doing what I have to do. I still tithe, even though I'm looking for tuition, but that doesn't take away my responsibility. So I've been tithing every week. I go to work whenever they call me to go. I'm doing my part. Faith without works is dead. So I'm doing my works, and I'm having the faith. So I go to church today, and I don't go. First off, I go to church like every week. Maybe I miss one here and there. I slack sometimes. I don't know. But 90% of the time, I'm in church. So I go to church today. I find out there's a little concert. I'm excited. I'm feeling it. I'm in it. I get a nice donation without, well, I asked for it before, but a general asking, not really specific. I got it. And then the message said, trust and praise. She said, all you have to do, all he asks you to do is to trust and to praise him, and he'll do it. And so I'm chilling like, all right, well, I'm trusting him. So you know what? I just go harder on the praising. I'm not even tripping. So, everybody's all in their emotions, and they're feeling it, they're crying and they're running, and I'm praising too, but I feel like it's not a praise of, will you do it? Can he do it? Are you sure he's going to do it? I mean, if you say he's going to do it, I guess I'll believe you. Oh my gosh. Okay. I walked in already knowing that it's done. And it was so good to no worries, no stress. I'm chilling. Like, I'm doing my part. God's doing his. We're going to meet up, and it's going to be great. But it's always nice to have a little confirmation so I get the word, that of course he did not bring me these semesters to leave me. It's gonna work out, and it's gonna come from just like I told you before. I don't know where this money's gonna come from, and that's what the word was sent to me today. Was I'm not gonna know where. Like, you gave me money? Oh, that's great, because this money is needed to accomplish his will. That's how I know it's gonna happen, because I'm doing what he asked me to do. I'm going to school to be a teacher like he told me to do. I'm going to Northridge because he told me to stay in state. I'm being a teacher because he told me, this is what you need to do. All right, cool. I'm going to go to school to be a teacher. I'm doing better in school because he told me that I would do better. And he knows that I am so much smarter than I was performing. So I'm doing better. I'm doing what he asked me to do. So now I'm just counting on him to do what I asked him to do. And it's going to work out. And I'm just left work, and I'm listening to Cheney on the radio, and his word, of course, was tied in, and his word was that faith and worry cannot stay in the same soil. So if you planted your seed of faith, but you still have a seed of worry, now they're going to have to fight over the same soil. Your faith isn't going to blossom how you want it to, because it's busy fighting soil. It's busy fighting worry for the soil, for its flourishment. It's not going to work. So you can't worry Once you ask God for something, you just gotta trust that it's gone. It's gonna happen. It's done. And wipe your hands and you do what you gotta do to make it happen. But you just gotta believe that He's gonna come through too. Because if you, two things gonna happen. If you worry, chances are it's not gonna happen. And another thing is, like he said, you're embarrassing God. Because as a child of God, you're saying that God supplies all your needs. He has your back. Whatever you need, you call on Him, He's gonna answer. How dare you worry? And then you tell people that you're worrying? No, 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 no. People out here, they don't see me stressing. They don't see me crying. They don't see me worried. Of course, I mention it because I'm open to donations. That's just the reality of it. I'm down for donations for my cause. But I'm not about to cry about it to you, because if you're not going to give me my money, that's cool. Somebody else will. God's going to provide. It might not be via you. It might be via someone else. It might be via a stranger. But it's going to come. So I'm not worried. I'm not. Then she says, haha, this is the good part, guys. Then she says during the message that the miracles and things are going to happen this week. Let me tell you about my week. Tomorrow I have court for a ticket. I'm not trying to pay that. I pleaded not guilty, so that's one thing. Two,